I saw a little article about making caramelized onions with your slow cooker. And I like caramelized onions, and so I thought, well, what the heck, I'll take a shot at it. I've already peeled and cut a couple of them, and one of the things I found, I don't have a lot of room, so I don't have a fancy shredder or anything like that. And so what I found that helps me out a little bit is to cut one end off, trim it up, and throw it into the pot. And then that way it's not rolling around on me any. And so it's easy for me, makes it a lot easier for me to go ahead and make my strips. Now it says in the recipe, I don't need to use any sugar, which is good for me. I'm not being self-disciplined enough to not eat anything after 7 p.m. and not eat anything until after 10 o'clock a.m. I need to improve on that. Anyways, the idea, I lost my train of thought. I bet you, oh, there we go. Come back here, you wily wascal, you. So I am digging my fingernails into it. Help hold it a little bit. And I get that last piece. And then I got just this last piece here, and that's kind of hard. Put all that into the pot. One of the things, I am not a Dave Ramsey. I'm sure Dave Ramsey could probably cut these things up. And probably a lot of you that might be listening to this might be going, what the heck is he doing? Doesn't he know how to do this? He should do this. Well, you know what? I don't know how to do this. And so a lot of it's a learning curve for me. I went shopping this morning, and grocery shopping, and they had pork loins on sale. And I know with pork loins, they're supposed to be pretty easy to cook, and it's something that that'll last me all week once I cook it. So this, not today, but tomorrow, what I'm going to do is learn how to cook that pork loin in my convection oven. I'm sure there's a video someplace on that. Now, God bless YouTube, I'll tell you. And so, in these directions, in the slow cooker, you set it on low and you actually cook it for 10 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set this up outside and start it at 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock, that should get me 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So at 7 o'clock, it should be, the onions should be ready. And if not, I got a little bit of time before I decide to go to work. But again, because I'm still campground hosting, they don't have strict, oh, you got to be at work at this hour. They don't have any of that. It's when you can get there. So look at that. See, it's nice and sturdy. Digging my fingernails into it again. Throw those in. The recipe calls for 8. I don't know if I'm going to get 8 into this slow cooker. That's what I'm doing so far. This is the last of my 8 onions I'm putting into the crock pot, or into the bowl that goes into the crock pot. And it's pretty full. Pretty full. Now, according to the directions, it's going to cook down to about half. And the nice thing about the directions that I found, it even tells you how you can freeze the stuff to use for later. So I've got myself a nice little start here. I neglected to show getting the pressure cooker ready, but I got her all set up here. Gotta reread the directions again to make sure I got everything right. And set her for 10 hours, and right now it's at 9 hours 44 minutes. And so it'll be cooking throughout the night. Should be done at 10 a.m. in the, or I'm sorry, 10 hours, 7 a.m. in the morning. Well, let's check and see how things turned out during the night. Get her unplugged first. And here comes the time of reckoning. All right, let's check things out here. Well, definitely cut down. Nice and hot in here. A few of them aren't cooked all the way, but let's see here. Well, I think that's pretty yummy. Let's try them out on a breakfast sandwich this morning. Let's put this to the test. Let's make ourselves gonna make a grilled cheese sandwich today. What I have here is some locally made sourdough bread, which is made naturally without any preservatives. So I thought I'd try it out. When I was at my brother Kevin's house, he and his wife Sherry were just learning how to make sourdough. And it's a process. And it became apparent to me that I don't think it's something that I want to get into. There's a lot of steps involved, and different types of, you need more space and more material, more dishes and stuff. And so I decided that that's probably something I don't want to do. And so I'm gonna butter these a little bit on the outside. Although I've got a good supply of butter in here. My butter was a little bit hard, so I thought I'd pop it in my microwave for 30 seconds. Well, 30 seconds was more than enough time. Kind of melted it a little bit. So I got real soft butter. I wanted soft butter, but now I got really soft butter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to butter the side that's up to start with. And I'll let the butter that's already in the pan butter the other side. So we got that buttered. Put this in there. And I got some pepper jack cheese. I'm not sure how well this is going to melt, but let's give it a try. All right, now let's get a little bit of the star of the show. Some of my caramelized onions. Boy, smell those. I've got a little bit of work cut out for me I figured I've got some small sandwich bags that I'm going to take quite a bit of this and divide it up into small sandwich bags and freeze it. Okay, so we got that on there. Let's go ahead and get her started. And let's see what we end up with. Smelling good. I'll set that a little bit lower. Set the temperature on the oven a little bit lower. So I think I'm gonna, in this container, I'm gonna put onions in here that I'll use this week, because when I get off work today, volunteering, it's not work, it's volunteering. When I get done volunteering today, I'm going to start on that pork loin. Start on that. And so, get my lid for this. Get that. There it is. Kind of steamy a little bit. I'm going to put this over here and cool a little bit. And then start. I've got my plastic bags here. And I'm going to start putting some of these in here. Let's see how the sandwich is doing here. Up the heat here a little bit. All right. Getting this stuff done. These cutting boards I have. I've got green for vegetables, and red for red meat, and blue for fish. These were given to me by my former nephew, I think. My former wife's sister's son. And so is that a nephew? I think it's a nephew. You know, this fork thing's really not working all that well. I think I'm gonna change over to my grabbers. Yeah, that looks better. Now underneath this, at the bottom of the pan, is going to be some juice. And the recipe gives me some ideas of things to use with the juice, too. So there we go. Smooth that out a little bit. Looks like the sandwich is about done. I've finished bottling or bagging up my fresh onions, so I got 5 bags in the freezer ready to go. And so we'll see how things go. Now it's time for the fun part. Let's eat. Now comes the whole reason we do the cooking, the best part. Let's test this out. I brought half the sandwich over to start with. It's got a slightly crusty surface. I think I could have probably cooked it a little bit longer. The cheese melted really nicely into the fresh onions that I just got done cooking. This jalapeno bread is locally made. It's got or sourdough bread with jalapenos and cheese in it. It's really yummy, all natural, no preservatives. I like it, but as far as purchasing it again, probably not. It's $13 a loaf. So let's try this out. Pretty good. I think I overdid it a little bit with the butter. Worst case, it's still good. It's very good. So will I do this again? Maybe, maybe not. I won't buy another loaf of this, though, because for 2 reasons. A, I don't need all the carbs for the bread. And then because this is a mini bakery, you know, it's expensive. This cost me like $13 for the loaf. And A, I don't need to spend that much money on bread. And B, I don't need that much bread. Don't need all those carbs. And this is not exactly the healthiest breakfast. Well, my oranges would be, but not the rest. So thanks for tuning in. Safe travels.